Hey friends, it's the Baron with Out the Window Weather on this, I believe it's the 22nd day of November. I'm just picking up some feed and I'm returning home. And I thought I'd start a new series today. Instead of the morning mountain chat, we're going to do the feed store pickup chat. So today, for this episode, we are going to talk about how to change the world. So a lot of you've got the extreme left, you've got the extreme right, and you've got everything kind of in between. And some people really want to go this socialist route, and other people want to go this free market, 100% free market route. And the truth be told, we've both tried both of those in the past, and neither one actually works. And it doesn't fit the models of the 21st century. So I've been working as permaculturist, and I've been looking at how we can utilize some of the skills of farming and permaculture and the gift economy, and how to make a new type of political system that involves still being able to make lots of money, but also focusing on making sure that you are being sustainable, that you're protecting the environment, that you're protecting your community, and that you're protecting, well, your heritage, yourself, and all the things that we could lose, while also being able to make money and being able to be very successful. So you might wonder where this idea stemmed from. I've done a lot of research. I was very much an anarchist for a while, and the anarchist, not that we don't need rules, but the anarchist that we don't need rulers. Because I think rules can be important, but the people that are making us follow the rules, that is actually far more important than what the rules are, because a lot of rulers pick and choose what rules we can follow. So I started off as an anarchist. Then I've slowly evolved. I really was in huge support of the universal basic income. That's where everybody gets a select amount of money for being a citizen of a said country. And I have a love-hate relationship with the universal basic income. I think that it's a stepping stone as we become a more tech-friendly, more tech-based society. But I'm also absolutely petrified of the universal basic income, because I think that it's going to lead to a lot of people not knowing how to do certain skills, and people kind of being lazy. Other people will do awesome, great things, but there will be people that won't. So really been trying to figure out a way to combine the changing world that we're coming about, and also being able so that people can still be able to make lots of money if they work really hard. You got this big push right now for socialism, and people think that we need to give more equal opportunities to people, and then we need to take wealth from the rich and give to the poor. And the problem with taking wealth from the rich and give to the poor is the fact that wealth can be described in so many different ways. Here at the Mavis Institute, I've been doing permaculture for 10 years. I've been improving the heck out of my soil. I've been growing things. I've been having my chickens. I've just really dedicated all of this sweat equity into my soil. So my soil is worth more than just a regular farm soil. So if we want to, balance things out, the only fair thing in socialism would be to balance it out, to let someone else use my soil. But then if someone else uses my soil, they're going to ruin it. It's not going to be as strong. They're not going to be able to grow as much foodstuffs. They're not going to be able to grow as much plants. So by me giving up my soil because I'm more soil wealthy than someone else, I'm actually going to be able to feed less people and be able to have less quality soil. So over time, it's going to become less and less valuable, into the point where it's just dirt and you can't really do anything with it. So that model just doesn't work. But that being said, just purely as a pure capitalistic thing, if someone could come in and buy me out because they've got more money, and they're still going to destroy my soil, and they're going to put a house or going to plant something on top of it that's a forever crop that'll never be able to do anything else with it, that also is not going to benefit society. So that pure socialism or pure free market just does not work. So what I've been trying to figure out is how to combine the permaculture mindset, where you share a lot, but how to equally share. So share in the work, share in the resources, share in the return, but also share in the things like the equity that's involved. Somebody may want to put in a financial equity, and other people like me may want to just do more of the work and put in the sweat equity. We both should be rewarded. We should also be able to take that equity and be able to give it to people that don't have the opportunities that we have, without it burdening us being able to offer it to more people in the future. So that's where the crux of this whole idea comes about, is how to share, but to really share and to not be burdened by sharing too much. And I think that's where permaculture and the blockchain and this where technology meets nature, where this combination can really be put together. I think that if we can find a way to have a reward for being a globally conscious or a locally conscious corporation, business, and I'm not sure what this reward is yet, but rewarded for doing this. And I think that this is the wave. I think this is how we can make things better. Instead of telling people it's all or nothing, or give up this and give to them, I think that there's this way to combine the two together. Examples. So right now at the Mavis Institute, we are a nonprofit. So a lot of the stuff that we do is really to help other people. And that's the whole focus. I want to teach people how to farm. I want to teach people how to be sustainable. I want to teach you how to grow a tomato plant in your house. If that's the farthest you want to get, awesome. But if you want to get to the point where you want to build your own microflush toilet that's completely off-grid, you want to have a water catchment system, you want to do a gray water system, you want to do kinetic lights to the point where you are not attached to the grid and you are completely sustainable in yourself, that is awesome. But instead of you being a hermit and stuck out there alone, I really think that we need to build a strong community, and as I call it, community self-reliant. That is where you realize that no man is an island, and that you're always going to need people around you to help you out. Everybody's got a skill set that you guys, if we use together and we share our skill sets, we can achieve awesomeness. So on that model is where I'm trying to figure out how to make this idea work. Tentatively right now, I'm calling this political movement the Garden Party, because we're taking the skill sets of growing gardens, building the soil, the amount of work, and things of that sort to build something that's going to give us more in return. So you put a little seed in the ground, and over time you get more. That's my idea. And I think that is totally achievable in this society we live in right now, especially with technology. I think the technology is the key here. Some of you may not be that familiar with Bitcoins or any of the cryptocurrencies. And while there is some risk in it, but I think right now the reward and the possibility of getting us off the current broken debt-based cycle that we're currently on, I think that this is a good stepping stone to get us into where we really need to be so that we can come up with a really great idea. So let me give you some ideas that I think can really work. First, we need to be able to do more things like farmers markets. We need to be able to promote this. We need so that if a small startup wants to do some farmers markets and wants to do some markets and making a quality good that people need and desire, they shouldn't be punished for that. Business licensing, while I understand the value and I understand it's important to know, I think that can be very restrictive. So either the business license needs to be easy, streamlined, and not punishing people for wanting to start a business. I also think the tax system on how much you make when a small business and things of that sort, I think that needs to be realistically balanced so that somebody that wants to start up a small business isn't taxed to their eyeballs because they're trying to start a new business and trying to make some money. That also being said, I think there needs to be some major rewards for anyone that is definitely giving back to their community or giving back in any way. I mean, that's not just donating things to Goodwill. That's not just, donating your extra food or spending your time. That is the whole gamut of a way that you are improving your community. And I think that more businesses, it needs to be promoted for them to be donating more of their time and things of that sort. But on the same aspect, I also think that you guys, the average person out there, really needs to be more involved. If you find a nonprofit, if you find a small business, if you find something that you really think is a benefit for your community, we need to be putting time into these. We need to be spending either going out and being on the board, or going out and volunteering a little bit of time, or going out and offering a service that you can do for fairly affordable. Maybe you're good at repairing computers. Maybe you're a mechanic. And these are services that this business needs. Offer it at a cheaper rate. Offer it just for this organization. Offer it at a discount. Do something that can help them during this startup time, during this time when it's maybe a little bit harder to make a little extra money. I think that's how we, the average person, can help businesses and corporations and nonprofits that we strongly support. The next is education. Our education system is so absolutely broken, it's not funny. In another life, when I was going to college, one of the things I went to school for was family development, and with a major focus on child development, and spent a lot of time trying to really think about how we could redo the education system. Because if we had smarter kids, then a lot of these problems that we're seeing today would just be solved. And the best approach that I figured out how to come up with is we just need to revamp our entire education system. This blocks and period system set up right now is so backwards. Nowhere in real life do we function like this anymore. I mean, maybe here in the coal mines or maybe over in a factory, but in general, we have 9-to-5 jobs, and those are even going away. So you've got jobs that are reliant on skills that need to get done in certain times. So school, if we even need government schools right now, schools need to be designed in that way. Personally, I think that if we combined government schools with current modern technology and we taught towards the kids' strengths, and then once their strengths were perfected, we then started focusing on their weaknesses so that their weaknesses would be balanced up to average, we have a kid that's really specialized in this awesome field, and their competency of the average, what the average person needs to know, is average. That's how we need to focus on it. Instead of getting everybody so that everybody right now is equal on all bases, but someone might be a math whiz, but unless they have an AP class or something special at their school, they can't get this extra schooling, this extra knowledge that they need. So a restructure of our government schools so that we promote the awesome skills that a kid have and then bringing them to the average competency level for everyone else. And it might mean that you go to school longer. It could mean a lot of different things. But the great thing is we have 24-hour schools now. We have the internet. Everything is there available to you. These new kids they're walking around with screens. Okay, you've got these screens that you can be learning at any minute. You're watching me right now probably on a screen. So we just need to utilize this technology that we currently have. So first is strengthen your community. Second is the education. The next is we just need to get back to this whole idea of how to eat properly and how to strengthen our health. I know this is going to sound completely backwards, but the smarter, the healthier we are, the smarter we are, the better our body can just problem solve. And when we're not worried about, food, and we're not worried about some of this other things when it comes to nutrition, we can then worry about real problems in the world. And I mean real problems in the world, not these crazy stories that are going off right now that are purely first world problems, like how somebody feeds fish or what bathroom someone wants to use. I personally don't care. I have opinions on those, but I don't think that's not an issue right now. The issue is how to get smarter, more intelligent people, well-fed, and in an environment where they can learn, grow, create awesomeness, and build businesses. And I think the answer is permaculture. So many of you may not know what permaculture is. It's such a complicated category, and some people are going to see, if you Google search permaculture now, you're going to get caught up in this woo-woo hippie. And while the woo-woo hippie is definitely an important part of it, there's also ways that you can take this permaculture and utilize it to create more abundance, which means that you can create more revenue, which means more money, which with more money you can do greater, gianter projects, which can ultimately feed more people and clean the environment better and make everything better. And then the woo-woo is just built right in. And so that's pretty cool. So some of the pillars of permaculture is fair share. And that's one of the ones that's probably the most controversial. And I think it's controversial just because the language is bad. For me, like I mentioned earlier, fair share is sharing what yield you have, but also sharing the work and the finances to get to that yield. Another pillar of permaculture is earth care. And this to me seems like a no-brainer in anything. Your ecosystem that you live in, that can be your house, that can be your yard, that can be your work environment. The higher quality, better it is for everyone, the more productive you're going to be, the easier it is going to work, and the more revenue you're going to be able to generate. So you care about your environment. That means picking up the trash. That means recycling. That means trying to make sure that you're using your time effectively while you're at work. It also means not putting sludge out there in the world. And sometimes the sludge could be stupid emails, and sometimes that sludge could be pouring motor oil into the ground. It's still all basic sludge, and it's all about taking care of the earth. And then there's people care. And the people care is making sure that the people that surround you, and starting off with self, then family, then community, then tribe. And then ultimately, if you could get to the point, it would be awesome to be state and global. But I'm not even talking, we're not even at that point yet, man. That's advanced level stuff. So you get yourself right, Then you help get your family right. Then you help get your community right. And if you've got that down, you're already ahead of the game, and you're already saving the world, buddy. If you can get to the point of getting yourself, family, and community so that things are improving, even if they're just improving just a little bit, dude, you are absolutely saving the world. Because one of those people in your community could invent the new greatest, awesomest thing, and voila, problem solved. Fix the world. So, start little, move up big. So, with those three pillars, if we just based everything that we do, everything that we think on those three pillars, then we also need to really focus on the non-aggression principle. And for those that are not familiar with the non-aggression principle, the non-aggression principle is you focus on yourself, and you don't do anything that is violence towards another person. If someone's attacking you, of course you defend yourself. But you kind of leave and let live. If the activity that someone's doing is not physically harming you or someone you know, let them do it. They may transforming it into a really good idea, and it might just be these first couple steps that you don't like for some reason, might be the steps that you need to take to transform it into something awesome. Non-aggression principle also means not stealing. And this is a no-brainer, but you shouldn't take something from somebody else, which also means that the way our government is currently set up and our tax systems, they are stealing money from us. If we set up a way to pay taxes on a voluntary schedule that was showing that offered rewards and tangible results, a lot of people would be more than happy to pay taxes. I think schools are very, very important. And if schools were taught right, I would be more than happy to take a percentage of what my property taxes are, or take a percentage of what I make as an income, and turn that over to the schools, as long as they could show how they are making future kids better. The same is for running all of our roads and everything like that. I do really think that once people have a little bit better mindset, voluntarily paying taxes is a way to go. Now, how do we get to that point from here? Here's my stepping stone. My first stepping stone is today, starting today, current year, when you fill out your income tax, in your income tax form, you get another form that lists where your tax dollars are going to. So right now, they're still taking the same amount of money they're going to take, except for you break down what percentage of the money that they take you want to go where. And if you're lazy and you don't want to do that, then you mark there on the bottom, I don't care, take it wherever you want it. But if we started off with that stepping stone, okay, that is the first stepping stone to true voluntarism in our taxes. And that way the government, at least if they're stealing money from us, we can at least feel confident that the money's going for where we want. Like if I'm going to pay taxes, I want my taxes to help sick people. I want my taxes to help hungry people. I want to fix the roads. I do not want my tax dollars to go blowing up bridges and killing people of a different color. I don't want that. I don't want my government to be doing that. So being able to mark on my taxes at least gets me into a direction where I'm a little bit more confident and a little bit more happier with where my tax dollars are going to. So I think that's probably enough ranting and raving on this mountain drive today, coming back from the feed store. Tell me what you think about this. Do you like these kind of videos? Should I do some more of them? Is this just absolutely ridiculous and you think that you don't like seeing the steering wheel and me just talking to myself as I'm driving in a car? So agree with me, disagree with me. Either way, I'd like to hear what you got to say. So, yeah, friends, this is the first episode, so we will see. I'm getting ready to get some feed out of the back of the car so I can drop it off and feed everybody. For everyone that's followed me on all my other social media stuff, I'm not sure where I'm posting this to, but it'll either be posted on X Dr. Firefly, Mavis Manor, Tales of an Innkeeper, Henex. If you search for those keywords, those are the best ways to find me. Check out our Patreon store at Henex or our Etsy place. If you like to see more of this and you want to donate, because, you know, maybe you just want to donate and you want to help the cause here at the Mavis Institute. If you visit the website, I'll add some links below, but you can visit the website I've got. You can give us some Bitcoin, some Litecoins, and I'll do some of PayPal. Heck, if you've got a way to send me any type of cryptocurrency, I will figure out a way to accept it. Yeah, so I'm here, parked. I probably should get going to work and get all this stuff in. Anyways, thanks for listening, friends. It's the Baron. It's a beautiful day today on this Wednesday before Thanksgiving, 2017. Good luck, my friends. Until next time.